So, get ready to learn why negativity is actually the way to a positive, happy, and fulfilling life. It's okay to feel down. Do you know this feeling? You are anxious, angry, or worried about something or someone in your life. You cannot think of anything else. You cannot be productive, and your anxiety holds you back. Then, you wonder why you are feeling anxious in the first place. So you become anxious about being anxious, which, in turn, makes you more anxious. This is what Manson calls the feedback loop from hell, and is probably a feeling that most people are familiar with. Where does this anxiety stem from? Part of the problem is our society's focus on a positive, can-do attitude, says Manson, especially through social media platforms such as Instagram, which presents ever-perfect images of life, leading to a rejection of any negative feelings. Feeling sad or anxious might actually feel unnatural as a result. So instead of making our lives better, rejecting the negative makes it worse. This is what philosopher Alan Watts calls the backwards law. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And, paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. Focusing on what we want and always trying to be better inevitably shows us what we lack. So in order to live a happy and fulfilling life, we have to choose to not give a fuck. There are 3 subtleties defining what it means to not give a fuck. Subtlety 1. Not giving a fuck does not mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different. Subtlety 2. To not give a fuck about adversity, you must first give a fuck about something more important than adversity. Subtlety 3. Whether you realize it or not, you are always choosing what to give a fuck about. So basically, deciding to not give a fuck simply means reorienting your expectations in life by choosing what is important to you and what is not. It allows you to reclaim your life. Life is a struggle. Suffering is an integral part of life. Buddhism teaches us that. The rich suffer because of their riches. The poor suffer because of their poverty. No matter what you may or may not have, material possessions are not going to create happiness. In fact, Manson says, dissatisfaction and unease are inherent parts of human nature. They are also necessary to create happiness. Negative emotions evolved because they are biologically useful. Feeling dissatisfied or insecure inspires change in the long run. So negative feelings are actually essential for the future of mankind. You cannot be happy or successful without struggling. So the more important question to ask is not how to be happy, but what you are willing to go through for happiness. Choose your struggle. Manson's biggest teenage dream was to become a rock star. But he eventually gave up on this because he realized he was not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve his goal. Learning an instrument, sacrificing free time to learn how to play it, finding a record label, and so on. Struggle inspires growth. Success is actually measured by how many times you have failed. If you really want to succeed, you will have to endure 1,000 tiny failures. This is the only way to improve yourself, since you will likely learn more from one failure than you will from 1,000 successes. So ask yourself what you want, and if you are willing to struggle for your goal. Taking charge of your life. William James was born as the eldest son of 3 children in the 19th century. He suffered life-threatening health conditions. As a child, he was temporarily blind and had such bad back spasms that often he could not sit or stand upright. He did not have many friends, so he took up painting as a hobby. He wanted to become a famous painter one day, but his father kept criticizing him for a lack of talent. In the end, James was sent to Harvard Medical School, where he felt like an imposter and eventually dropped out. At nearly 30 years old, he had not achieved anything. His younger brother Henry James, however, would go on to become a world-renowned novelist, and his sister Alice James made money from her writing as well. James contemplated suicide, but was transformed through reading the philosopher Charles Peirce. He decided to take control of his own life and to stop blaming others for his problems. In the end, William James became the founding father of American psychology. This little example